For today's lesson, we're going to be talking about significant figures. Significant figures are all the digits in a measurement that are known for sure, plus one more that is uncertain. If we look at these two rulers below, the one that's on the top of the object has more lines than the one that's on the bottom. The ruler on top, therefore, is more accurate and can get you to more significant figures. If we look at the object in the middle, we can see that it goes to this point right here on the ruler. Now, that falls somewhere between 3.7 and 3.8. So our digits that are for sure are 3.7. But is it 3.72, 3.73, 3.74? That last number is your one that's uncertain. So you just make your best guess. I'm going to say that it's 3.74. So you can write that off to your side. Now, if we look at the ruler that's on the bottom, it doesn't have all those lines in between it, so it's not as accurate. All we can say is that it falls somewhere between 3 and 4. Now, to me, it looks like it's definitely past 3.5, so we can say it's 3.6, 3.7, 3.8. Make your best guess. I'm going to say 3.7. Now, if you look at those numbers, the one that's on top, 3.74, is a more accurate number than 3.7, and that's because the ruler is more accurate. The higher the number of significant figures, the more accurate your number is. This portion of the lesson deals with interpreting significant figures. These are the rules that go with significant figures. All non-zero digits count as significant figures. So in these examples, 3.73 is 3 digits. All 3 of those are significant, so the number of significant figures is 3. The second example, 3.7381, has 5 digits, so there's 5 significant figures. And the last example has 9 digits, so it has 9 significant figures. When there's zeros involved, it depends on where they're located as to whether or not they're significant. If they're sandwiched between 2 regular digits, then they are significant. 109. The 0 is in between the 1 and the 9. So that 0 in the middle is significant, which brings the total to 3 significant figures. If there's a decimal involved, but the 0 is still sandwiched, then it's still significant. So 1.09 is 3 significant figures. 100,009. All 4 of these zeros are sandwiched between the 1 and the 9, so all 4 of them are significant, bringing the total number of significant figures to 6. 10.909 has 2 zeros sandwiched in different locations, but both are sandwiched, so they're both significant, bringing the total number of digits to 5 significant figures. Zeros that are the initial zeros in numbers that are less than 1 are not significant. 0.00, those zeros do not count. Only the digits after those do, 3, 4, and 5. In the second example, we have 4 zeros before the 3, but those are not significant. The only significant digit in this example is the 3, so there's 1 significant figure. Zeros that are trailing on the right-hand side of the decimal, RHS meaning right-hand side, are significant. So in this example, 0.560, that 0 after the 6 is significant. The 0 before the 5, before the decimal, is not significant, bringing the total to 3 significant figures. 0.56000, all 3 of these zeros trail on the right-hand side of the decimal after the digits. Therefore, they're significant, bringing a total to 5 significant figures. Zeros that trail on the left-hand side of the decimal, LHS, depend on if there's a line over top of them or not. In this first example, we have 10,000. There's no line over top of those, so none of the zeros are significant. The 1 we know is already significant, bringing this number to 1 significant figure. The second example has a line over the first 0. This means that this 0 is significant. So this brings the total number for this number to 2 significant figures. The third one has a line over the second 0, which means that that 0 is significant, and any zeros before it on the left-hand side are significant. Therefore, the 1, the first 0, and the second 0 are significant, bringing this total to 3 significant figures. And in the fourth and fifth examples, the lines are over the next zeros, so the ones before that line are significant, bringing the last two numbers to 4 significant figures and 5 significant figures, respectively. This concludes the first section of our first unit covering significant figures.